Square, you gotta give me time to rest. It was hours. You can't just... I'm in bed, for God's sake.
Alright, I'm going on the record in saying that Square Enix could literally release Kingdom Hearts 3 in fragmented chunks of gameplay footage over the next 30 E3 conferences, and they would still have my undying loyalty and rapt attention towards this franchise. I'll be honest with you folks, seeing young Xehanort and Ericus mucking around on that figurative chessboard while talking about ancient Keyblade wars had me gushing in a way that I'm not really comfortable talking about in mixed company. Not only does this trailer show us a more fleshed out game world, but it hints at a story that fans of the series have been aching for since Birth by Sleep was released. Bigger worlds, bigger battles, and most importantly, bigger stakes. My friends, we are one big step closer to a reality in which Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally in our hands. And I say we celebrate by nitpicking the hell out of this trailer. Let's get started before I have a conniption fit watching this thing for the umpteenth time, huh? I've said this before, but seeing as the trailer insists upon reminding us, let's go over this little tidbit again. It's been 2 years since the initial announcement trailer for the game, and it looks like a lot has changed over the course of development. Now granted, this is still a work in progress and is subject to change before the final product is released, but they've been slaving away at this beauty for a hell of a long time now, so let's graciously accept this wondrous gift that Square Enix has bequeathed upon us. And where better to look first than the gorgeous wrapping paper in which it has been delivered? Not long ago, it was announced that Kingdom Hearts 3 would be developed using the Unreal 4 engine, and while this left a lot of people on the fence initially, it would seem that most people have come around to the change. As for my thought on the matter, Kingdom Hearts has always had an overtly cartoonish animation style, so it never occurred to me that the sleek and polished look that Unreal offers would be out of place in the Kingdom Hearts universe. After seeing this trailer, any suspicion that Unreal would negatively affect the look or feel of the game should be wiped from any fan's mind. The world is colorful, bright, and simply breathtaking from a visual standpoint. If I had one complaint, it would be that the character design seems to be a lot more childish than I had anticipated. Now granted, Ericus and Xehanort are meant to be young in this scene, but the huge eyes and almost chubby faces betray their relative ages in this scene. The same can be said of Sora, which is a real shame, because, as I had mentioned in previous theory videos, I was hoping this entry in the series would show how much Sora has grown as a character. Seeing him look so young is a little off-putting, but it is a minor gripe if ever I've had one. But enough about this. Let's rip open that wrapping paper and gaze longingly at the beauteous toys that lie beneath. This trailer was specifically made to showcase gameplay, so it's only fair we devote a fair amount of analysis time to the new battle mechanics shown off here. As no doubt all Kingdom Hearts fans have wanted, Donald and Goofy are back in the fray alongside Sora as he journeys throughout the worlds and knocks some heartless heads together. Though there isn't much to be said for the lovable Disney duo in this trailer, we do see an attack wherein Sora and Donald get behind Goofy as he raises his shield and marches towards the enemies. This seems to be a party attack of some sort, similar to the limit breaks in Kingdom Hearts 2. Hopefully, we'll see more of these so our stalwart companions can play a hefty role in this game's combat. On the subject of limit breaks, this trailer is chock full of them. In the previous gameplay trailer, we saw Sora summon a train and lay siege to the Rock Titan in a grand display of what can only be called offensive showmanship. Here we see a number of new attacks, including a ride on a Pegasus and what appears to be the teacup ride at Disney World. One can only assume these very special attacks are going to be heavily Disney-themed and can be used to wipe out large swaths of enemies in one satisfying blow. But enough about this, am I right? Let's get to the Keyblades. We know from countless interviews and the previous trailers that the Keyblade and Keyblade transformations are going to play a major role in Kingdom Hearts 3, so much so in fact that most of the combat in this trailer is incredibly transmogrification central, to borrow a term from a Disney villain whom I desperately hope shall make an appearance in this game. Sora brandishes his new Keyblade, transforming it into dual pistols, some sort of whirling dervish attack, and what appears to be direct reference to the Keyblade transformations and shotlock commands from Birth by Sleep. Just where Sora has learned these attacks and when he got that new Keyblade are theories for a future video, so be sure to stay tuned. Finally, let's discuss what we're all here to discuss, the story. Also, younger versions of these guys, sitting in the land of departure discussing the Keyblade War. No need to pack up your Little League gear in the car there, kids, because I called the game. Before we get to that, however, I would like to point out two small things I noticed in this trailer. 1. Sora appears to be wearing his clothing from Dream Drop Distance in this sequence, which I believe will be important to the structure of the story. Namely, it would seem that there will be a sequence in Kingdom Hearts 3 that picks up directly after the ending of Dream Drop Distance, in which Sora seemingly returns to the Worlds of Sleep to recruit spirits and learn new skills. But again, this is a theory to be fleshed out in another video, so on to the stuff I've already talked about in previous videos. Like I said, it is clear from their character designs that the two people here are Xehanort and Ericus as young men, presumably during their time training under their master at the Land of Departure. This discussion is nearly verbatim the one we heard in the E3 trailer from last year, so I won't dwell on it here. Check out my other videos if you'd like to hear more. What I do want to discuss here is that Master Xehanort's Keyblade, it's right out there in the open. It's just right there at the Land of Departure, sitting, like enshrined by a bunch of golden Keyblades on some mystical dais in the rec room or game room, rumpus room, whatever this place is. This raises a number of questions, folks. Let's assume that if this Keyblade is housed at the Land of Departure, then it belongs to Xehanort and Ericus' master. Though nothing is known about this master, it's not so far-fetched that the person in charge of the Keyblade Wielder Training Ground would have in his or her possession one of the earliest Keyblades forged during the First Great Keyblade War. We're all on board with that, right? Yeah? Okay. Now we know from Xehanort's journals and the events of Birth by Sleep that this mystery master named Ericus as his successor. From what we know of the Keyblade Inheritance Ceremony, it would stand to reason that Ericus should be the wielder of this creepy old Keyblade. And yet we also know that it is Xehanort who not only comes to wield it, but was evidently destined to wield it, as evidenced by his conversation here. With this in mind, it's reasonable to say that Xehanort stole this Keyblade and absconded with it, which may very well have been the first transgression which led him down the path of darkness. So little is known about Xehanort and Ericus' past, but it is clear from this trailer that it will become central to the story of Kingdom Hearts 3. This video has gone on far longer than they typically do, but between this and the Final Fantasy VII Remake news, I just couldn't get any sleep, folks. So I'll sign off and leave you all to your glorious speculation. Leave some comments with your reactions to the trailer and get a discussion going about the future of this amazing franchise. You know I always love talking about it. I'll be back with more Kingdom Hearts 3 videos soon, but in the meantime, you can find me in the lanes between.